I'm doing exactly what I was meant to always do, which was be the alcoholic that I was and be here now to spread hope everywhere I go. And people they flock to me, like not like in an awkward, weird way, but they're just like, you're just so nice. Like I've been in Walmart and this random guy from across the way was like, giggles!
Hey guys, so that was Hayley Delashmit. She's our guest for Kaleidoscope Wednesday this week with Ryan Bathgate. Ryan and I have been working together for a year almost now. The show is coming up on a year in a few days here of me doing the podcast, and Ryan and I joined forces shortly thereafter. So what's new now is Ryan has helped me to unpack so many of the great things in my recovery and in my healing journey since I chose to choose a better path, or to take a better path. And it occurred to me after one of our recordings that, like, why are we just doing this with us two this whole time? So we started inviting other people onto the show whose paths are different than mine, but the end result being similar in that they're finding some fulfillment, much like I have. So one of Ryan's gifts is that he's very good at bringing kind of that out in people and how they got to that point and finding the beauty in it. And that's what we're doing. I think it's going really well. So check out this episode, guys. And, I do have to say the title sponsor for today's episode is the Yatra Center here in Krabi, Thailand. They are a trauma treatment center where I resided for 30 days before continuing my healing journey here in Thailand. And they are one of a kind, guys. They're absolutely amazing, holistic approach to treating trauma, and they're worth checking out. So check them out, guys. It's yatracenter.com. It's yatracentre.com. And here's the show. Thanks. Hello, everybody. Watchers, listeners, supporters of all kinds. Welcome to another episode of Kaleidoscope Wednesday on the Ashes to Awesome podcast. I'm your host, Chuck LaFlange, checking in from Krabi, Thailand. Meeting me in virtual studio halfway around the world in Vancouver, BC, Canada. It's my co-host and good friend, Ryan Bathgate. How you doing today, Ryan?
Hey, I'm pretty good, Chuck. I'm all like, no more antibiotics and that stuff anymore. So like, life is good, man.
Good.
It's a weird holiday today called Family Day today in Canada. So kind of, organization's not my strength, and here's some proof. So, but we did, like, I golfed and took the kids to Playland, and then awesome. Realized that I gotta get some recording done. Hey, so good, yeah, everything's great.
Well, I will be grateful at the beginning of the show to the wife for allowing that to happen on Family Day, and not busting the balls too hard about that. So yeah. Joining us, of course, in virtual studio from Tennessee is our lovely guest, Hayley Delashmit. I hope I got that pronunciation correct.
You did. Hayley Delashmit. Hayley D or Giggles.
Good stuff. Hayley has joined us or joined myself on a couple live streams, and we've been doing some interacting through our.
We did a podcast together with Through the Glass.
Yeah, that's right too. Yeah, that's how we first met.
Did you forget me that soon?
Yes. No, of course not. You're like, no. How could I forget Giggles?
I don't know.
Yeah. How you doing today, Hayley?
I'm doing fantastic. I had a great day.
Good stuff.
Took one of my sober friends out for lunch.
I saw that on Facebook. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Sober girls date. Yes.
Yeah.
That's
nice. Chinese food. She wanted noodles, and she couldn't eat because she was sick. But I ate. I didn't have noodles though. That's probably why. I had chicken hibachi.
I don't even know what chicken hibachi is, but it's got chicken. It can't be bad.
I'll send you a picture.
I guess, yeah. Well, you're in Tennessee. That means you probably like spicy food, right?
It's hit or miss because of my all the work done on my surgeries for my dying of my liver disease. So yeah.
It's
hit or miss. It'll burn. Like I can't even have carbonation soda. So
really,
yeah, I strictly drink just water with lemon or bone broth.
No kidding, eh? No kidding. I've been curious about that whole bone broth.
Not even juice or anything.
Kick.
Can't.
Yeah. That's interesting. Well, you know what, Hayley? Let's talk about that. And we're not doing a recovery episode, as you know. So
sure.
we're not going to do the whole recovery story, but there's some.
I don't want. That's fine.
We got to give Ryan some context so that we can kind of start getting into things. Let's talk about this liver thing you got going on. This liver thing you got going on, like it's some casual, nonchalant deal, right? Let's start with that, and I'll let Ryan take it from there. Yeah.
I have a stage 4 or end stage liver cirrhosis of the liver. I did die legally January 11th of last year, so 404 days ago. And They put a shunt in. It's a portal vein now to my liver. So that's my only filtration system throughout my entire body, which that's a lot, right? So that's what I'm dealing with. And I'm currently trying to get on the transplant list. I finally got a team in Memphis to even meet with me in November of last year, 2023. And then I just went back last week to recheck my MELD scores. And they were, I'm sorry, let's go back. On January 11th, my 1 year, I went in, they did the whole CT scan to check my MELD scores, which is the accumulation of all of your liver, your liver functions and everything. And it was okay, but it needs to be below a 15 and not above a 15. So it was 16, and I went back last week, and now it's up to a 17. So they did put me on a new medication called Zaxaflan or something. And I'm on that twice a day, and that's like to get the ammonia out of my brain. Because when your liver is not filtrating the anything, like all the toxins, it's going to go straight to your brain, which ammonia in liver disease can kill you faster than your dead liver will. So that's what I'm dealing with at this moment today. So I've been on that medication for about a week. It's a really expensive medication here in America. Really expensive. So,
I'm kidding.
yeah.
Yeah.
They gave me 2 weeks to apply for free, and then I'll just be praying that my credit card works 2 weeks. I just swipe it for it because I think they got down to $14.80. That's just for one medication. I'm on 4 medications total, and this is pre being on the list. So I'm not on anti-rejection pills or anything for my transplant. So we'll just see how that works. Yeah, that plays out for me.
So like I don't, first of all, my God, like, so there's so much there that I really want to touch down on, but there's this systemic thing that's bothering me listening. And like I have systemic, like,
okay,
I have not paid 1 cent for a medication in years.
Yeah,
and it's to me, like, even if they charge me $2, like, what the hell's this? You know what I mean? Like,
really? I would be overjoyed and cry. One medication, Linzess, it's like $380 a month. My lactulose, I don't know what it would be this year. It's probably gonna go up to $400 or $500, and that's not including my spirindactyl. Can't even pronounce it. Doesn't matter. It's for the liver. It's to keep fluids off of me, because the fluid buildup will obviously rupture, like all my varices and stuff that they've spent hours on January 11th trying to just get me to come back. And it would just rupture all again, and you got to have your liver. That's the biggest organ in your entire body for filtration, and you don't know how entirely important that liver is until you don't have one.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I go, is like, so I've in my experience, I have done some end of life stuff with clients, and there's this really strange happening, I guess, or a paradigm shift that happens in a different appreciation for the gift that we call life.
Very much so.
And I always say, like, I repeat Alan Watts' saying, there's a short distance from the delivery room to the cemetery, and or the morgue, and like what we do in that time, we have so much control and awareness with that we just forfeit on a day-to-day basis because of our inability to harness or even just not fear what it is to be present at any given time. And that's where life happens, in the now. Like, that is where everything beautiful that happens, it happens in the now. And so like I was today, I'm just driving, and like I just did the practice of seeing the world as a beautiful place for while I'm, like, a couple seconds while I'm driving, and I have my beautiful family with me, and this home, and we live in a country that is fairly conflict free, and like I get to focus on my kids instead of a political agenda of a man I don't even know, or like the stuff that fills our head, which I would deem most of that noise. But so like, I guess what my question is can you resonate, or when I talk about that paradigm shift, do you have an intimate understanding of that moment where like you could see your life in a different way?
Absolutely, 100%. Since the moment I opened up my eyes, I think it was a few weeks after I got out of surgery, they kept me in a induced coma for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I was on vacation. I took a nap. And then I woke up, I was like, no one's never going to believe this dream I had. And I was like, where the hell am I? And I was in a very isolated room. I had my own personal ICU nurse. She was only focused on me, and I just couldn't stand her because she wouldn't give me anything to drink. She wouldn't turn the TV on, and I don't know, like I'm going in and out of like different things, and I'm this entire time I'm like happy as hell that this is all happening, and I don't even know how to explain that other than what I saw on the other side. And so that's why I got the nickname Giggles. Everyone's like, you should be really sad. I'm like, no, 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 no. I'm not
Yeah.
sad anymore. I'm not sad anymore for like this, like the little things that would just really annoy me and piss me off.
Hey, Ashes to awesome listeners. The following PSA is brought to you by The Phoenix. The Phoenix is not just a gym. It's a community where the real weight lifted is not just barbells, but hearts, minds, and spirits. Whether you're in recovery or simply choose to live a sober lifestyle, The Phoenix offers a range of activities from yoga to hiking, all led by people who've walked a path of transformation. So why not aim higher with The Phoenix? Your first membership requirement is just 48 hours of sobriety. Rise from the ashes today and soar with The Phoenix. Hey listeners, let's take a moment to talk about something crucial. Carrying naloxone. This life-saving medication can reverse an opioid overdose in minutes. You might think, I don't need it, I'm not around opioids, but the truth is you'll never know when you'll be in a situation where you could save a life. It's easy to use, and many places offer it for free or at a low cost. So let's be prepared and look out for each other. Remember, you might not plan on being around opioid use, but you never know when it'll be around you, and you could save the life of somebody that is loved. This is Jared Blaine with the Blacklist Podcast, and remember, you are loved.
Not even in a drinking state. Like I'm like that is awesome that happened. Like, you know. It's so
Yeah, I do.
I like when I heard it was Family Day, I literally went to my back of the farm and I took a video and I sent it to Chuck. I sent it to Steve Knapp. He's also Canadian, and another friend that's from Canada. I feel like I get Canadians in me. Like I love y'all, but I do sometimes get frustrated when people, I'm like in the store in general, and they hate being there. I'm like, this is a blessing to be here right now. Like, have a conversation. We're waiting in line. Let's talk. Let's do something. Like,
Let's connect.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you see beauty in everything that's around you. Like, because I always wish somebody would have saw that, because I know that the man upstairs saw something that I never saw, and he saved me for a reason. And I'm doing exactly what I was meant to always do, which was be the alcoholic that I was and be here now to spread hope everywhere I go. And people they flock to me, like not like in an awkward, weird way, but they're just like, you're just so nice. Like I've been in Walmart and this random guy from across the way was like, Giggles, Giggles. And I was like, hey. And I remember I had his number in my phone because he wanted me to make his wife something with lemon for cookies. And I messaged him and I gave him a recipe, never talked to him again after that. And that was like 2 months later, I was still there. I still had my same smile, because that was like a Saturday night that I ran into him at a Kroger, and he was like, how are you just so smiling on a Saturday night at Kroger doing grocery shopping? I was like, because I'm going to go home and bake cookies for people that ordered them. So, I mean, I was tired, but I was like so happy to be there. I had something to do, because idle hands get me in trouble. So I definitely breathe in the air differently. I see everything differently. I feel for the first time in my life everything. I never realized how much I never felt before. Like I didn't have any like that. It was just all armor all the time. And now I can ask Chuck. I think he knows about my platform a lot. I'm an open book, and that's just how it is. And I embrace everybody. Good, bad, indifferent, whatever.
Yeah, and I think that when we can start to see the world through that lens, we can see that it's a planet full of human beings, and every human being we're all carrying something, and how that manifests and projects is really not up to us. It's none of our business, and to take it personal to me is a disservice to the experience itself. And so, like, when I can choose what I take personal, so I guess what I'm saying is to see the world through that lens where, we're accepting of all human beings, and some carry things and some don't. Well, most people do. It's a lot easier to not take something personal when somebody has a flare up or an acute frustration of their own existence that comes out as you're an asshole, or I'm having a bad day. Like, and so, like, I asked myself that question one time, and really simply, like, what would my life be like if I chose what I took different? If I chose what I took personal? And, like, I just sat and thought for an hour, I swear, about all of the dumb things that I've reacted to and turned into a huge mess. When I had to do is just be like, yeah, like, you think you're a goof? Yeah, I am. To be honest with you, I really am. So good call, man. You nailed that. You know what I mean? Instead of firing back. And so I think, like, this experience that you have has really catapulted the horizon of understanding in your own existence to be able to see, like you'd said, connection being probably the most important thing. And
and connection with people was huge. It was huge for me,
which requires vulnerability, right?
Exactly, because I was never a go out of my house drunk. I was a closet drunk. Like, literally, my walk-in closets are insane. So I would just have a full set of whatever, just vodka, really. But it's stupid. But I didn't want to talk to people. I wouldn't make eye contact with people. I had no interest in getting to know them or them getting to know me, because they didn't know me. I was like a chameleon at that point. I didn't even know who I was. So how can I explain to anybody who I am?
Well, it's hard to know who you are when you spend so much time making masks.
Yeah, when you're like, yeah, exactly. You nailed it right there.
Yeah,
who am I going to be today?
Yeah, depends who calls first, I guess. Like,
it really does.
Yeah.
Or if you'll shift who you are for a different person. I don't do that. I don't shift change anymore. Anything like that. I'm just going to have to be me, 100%.
I don't have the energy, I swear, to do that. Like, this is what you get because I'm tired.
Yeah,
I don't have the energy to put that mask on. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Hayley.
Oh no, you didn't cut me off. I love what you're saying, but yeah, I'm not perfect with it though. There's days where I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you're saying this? Like, do you actually hear yourself saying this to another human being?
Oh my God, I know that feeling, yeah.
I have to call people out. I'm like, look, first off, I'm the nicest person probably ever you'll meet. Like, what the fuck? Who are you? And why do you think you can treat another human being that way? It's just awful.
Well, let me ask you something then. Mm-hmm. Do you think, like, I guess I'm always, like, trying to think about existence as it happens in the moment by moment, and so
day by day.
And, like, do you think it's important to constantly assess, knowing that we are constantly in a state of change? Because what I see happen is people will do an assessment and they'll ride that version of themselves for 4 years, and in that time they've changed so much that they're so out of rhythm with themselves and their belief systems that, again, we start making. I think that's when we start making those masks, because we need to find validation in fitting in somewhere. You know what I mean?
Right.
So do you think the self-assessment is important on a semi-regular basis?
I feel like people do evolve, but I think that at your inner core, the person who you are, that's who you are. That's who you're going to be all the time, right?
Yeah, I don't think, like, value-wise.
Values. Friendships change, friendships shift. People go their way, you go your way. People grow apart, people grow differently. And so I kind of really do, like, one day at a time, everything. And that is just takes sobriety out of it. I feel like that in the moment, but I think you should still every moment be that who you are. I
agree.
I can't say that I would be somebody. I can't tell future. I'm not, but I wouldn't. This is who I am, 100% all the time.
Would you agree that the world in general is afraid of that?
Yes, 100%.
What do you
think? I think that people want to fit in with the Joneses. People want to act a certain way to fit in with this crowd, that crowd, that crowd. And I see it even in my own family. Like, they have cliques. I'm like, this is so fucking stupid. Like, I had to go to 2 funerals last year in Michigan. And then I was in a bunch of funerals. I'm like, everyone is fucking crazy. And I did go to a funeral, and it was the guy, he was with my same transplant team that I hadn't even, this doctor hadn't even given me a chance at this point, and I was 10 months sober. Nope, I'm sorry, 9 months sober. Hadn't even given me a chance. And this gentleman that lives in town, who was just always lying and saying he's not drinking, he's not drinking. They kept giving him chance after chance after chance. Well, he was still drinking. He was still doing all the wrong things. And two other hospitals by this time in October, which would have been 10 months sober, where like if you can walk out of Memphis, like and into the transplant, we'll work with you. He couldn't do that. So he died. He passed away, and I didn't feel sorrow for him. I felt sorry for his wife, because she believed he died an honest death, right? Because he kept telling the doctors what they wanted to hear. He kept telling his wife what they wanted to hear. And they've been married for like 35, 40 years, maybe. Like, how do you live with someone, marry somebody, and not see all of that? But neither here nor there. But so this is what I'm going to go talk about. At his funeral, apparently right before he died, he was saved. I'm using saved because I know it's saved, meaning that was not saved. And they asked everybody, there's tons of people. He's a huge farmer here. Tons of people there. The pastor said, we would like no one to speak about anything prior to him being saved. And I was like, what was that, 24 hours ago? I was like, no one even knew him after that. Like, so it was like all those people, everyone was dead silent. We couldn't even, you weren't allowed to say anything. Like, so no one, it was just bizarre to me. And when I die, tell the fucking truth, right? Sorry for my language. I'm not sorry. Not sorry.
But you're in good company.
Tell the truth.
Don't worry.
I mean, like, you have all these stories about who you are as a person, and like, I want my story to just be genuine and authentic no matter what, you know? If I relapsed, if I was a drunk at the end, then I was a drunk at the end, you know? People, I can't say I honestly would never touch a drink. I can say I would never, because that is, when I was in heaven, when I was dead, that was erased. All the alcohol tendencies, like the craving, erased. I've never had a second thought about it. But I needed to learn how to be learn how to be Hayley, right? I needed to learn how to live and interact with people. So in the past 404 days, yeah, I've evolved into more of it, who I am supposed to be.
And do you find a freedom in that?
I do. A lot of freedom.
How does that?
I don't.
What's the difference?
Well,
just like in your feeling in day to day.
I stand up for myself. I don't take any shit from a shitty situation. I'll call people out. I never did that. I would always just agree. I'm like, yeah, sure, okay. Like, I was really like a what is it, a mink? Like a very quiet. Like, I didn't like conflict. I didn't like talking through things. If there was a problem, I would run away from it. Like, and for example, this is how stupid or whatever I was. If I would date somebody for like 2 weeks. If we broke up, I wouldn't break up. I would change my phone number. I would move. I couldn't face any. I'm not even kidding. This is like I've had the same number for like 8 years now. That is amazing, because I was always changing. I gave a random person my number. Gotta change it. My it's so bad, but I mean, now I have to just keep getting comfortable with who I am now, right? And always.
And as it evolves,
you see light colors different. You see things different. I mean, scents are different. You know, like you smell things different. It's just different. That's all I can say about that, I think. If it makes sense.
It absolutely does. And I actually want to follow it up with a question. Mm-hmm. And I think that question is the difference that you don't, instead of being fearful of being yourself, you're curious about yourself. Would you agree with that?
I agree with that. Yeah, I'm very curious as to who I am.
Yeah,
all the time.
But I mean, if you think about,
I'm not fearful of it.
But we were at one point, and that's my point.
Obviously. Oh, yeah. No, I'm very, very curious. I'm very curious about people. Very curious about myself. Mostly, like, not to be selfish. I want to know who I am. I want to relearn who I am. Who was that? Because I didn't know. I had no idea.
What have you learned?
Well, I'm pretty badass. I can run a whole farm by myself if I needed to. I can take care of everything by myself on my own and not rely on anybody else. And I always cling to other people and always needed that validation from an older man. Like it always was always that way for me. And now, like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I always wanted somebody that was established and I didn't have to, I could just like ease on by. And now I have all my dreams. Like what I like, what do I want to do for me to get everything on my own? So I have a 14-year-old daughter and I want her to know that she can, how she has seen me live, she doesn't have to be that way. Because her mom was a fuck up, right? So my kid is such a good kid. So such a kind heart, you know. She's been through this whole process with me. But I was smart with her. When I knew my alcoholism was getting really, really bad, I asked her dad, who's my best friend. I said, "You've got to take Ellie because I can't stop drinking. I can't. There's no way out." And then he did. And then every time he's like, I would tell him, "I'm sober now." And he's like, "Why do I always have somebody come drive you to get Ellie?" I was like, "Because I like to pay for drivers." Not true. It's not true at all. And you know, like when you're best friends with somebody for that long, they're like, "Fuck you" at this point, right? Like, so I'm kind of like,
you're not fooling anybody.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's. Anyway, so I want to do everything for myself, and everyone's used to do like want to step in. So now I just like, let me do this for you. Let me do that for you. Like I try to do, like, because so many people just enabled a lot because they knew I'd give them money and they knew I'd pay them to drive me. I'd pay them to take me to the liquor store and they'd keep their damn mouth shut. I was like paying them off to keep their mouth shut because I didn't want anybody in this town to know. Now I'm the only one that is so extra with my sobriety that it's just like a thing. It's like they love it. They're like, they didn't even know who I was, like, at all. They're like,
wow,
"Who
how
is
good
this
that you
girl?
didn't know.
Where did she come from?"
Yeah.
I was like my closet full of vodka bottles. That's where I came from.
Well, that's interesting. So I hear. I mean, I can't help but notice that there's just in the rear view there seems to be a lot of shame, and it's like almost like you thirsted for people to control or something like that. Does that make sense?
For me to control them?
No.
For them to control me?
Or some power imbalance, but connection. And so you got validation through either power over or power under.
Power,
but never
I think
equal.
It was, and it's never been equal. I would love to have that one day.
Well, I think
if somebody to share my life with me, just be equal with me. Can we just be like a team? Like teamwork makes the dream work, okay? All right, Chuck. I know all our safe words. I got you, boo.
I know one of them, but is this a family show? I don't even know.
I don't think so.
Well, let's lean towards family, you know. Anyway, right?
Family-ish.
Yeah. Older
if we
family.
keep that in mind, it might come out not, R-rated. So, I
agree with you though, Ryan. Yeah.
I mean,
there's a shift. I see that with me. Yeah.
And that shift is like, it's a catapult. It's a leaving the stratosphere, like to explore and find something that you never knew existed is a life-changing event. That's why, like, I don't get caught up on, how can I put this? Sobriety dates don't really mean a lot to me compared to the impact of the moment where I discovered meaning and purpose, or where I discovered the importance of emotional intelligence and emotional regulation. Those have become so much more useful to me.
I love that. I love that you said that, because some people, they just, I mean, and I do know my dates and my days, because.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
I know but I'm saying, but I know, I've noticed, like I said, people evolve. I know that people really cling to that. And I think this is a journey. Like, we don't know when it's going to end. You just take it day by day, and like, it's an easy, let it lay back, just be you, and good things will occur. If you surround yourself with great people and you have an outlook of different, views, then it's going to be all right. But it's not, they always think, oh, once I get this chip, once I get that chip, it's done, I'm done. Like, you're not. You're still a shit human at the end of the day. Like, no, you're not. Like, you're sober, you can still be a shit human.
Oh, yeah.
Still be a fucking asshole.
It's called the word's called hedonic treadmill. It means
what's it called?
Hedonic treadmill. It means that you're never satisfied with what you have. So you're always
always want
striving
something
for
more.
the next paycheck, the next job, the next house, the next car. That's when things are going to be good, and it never shows up.
It doesn't do anything for me.
And
I'm just like, no.
Tomorrow's unwritten. Like, it
'Cause-
can't. It doesn't even exist. You know.
It's just things. It's just walls. Nothing.
Yeah. And that's my point.
A tornado can come in here. Tennessee's a tornado state. It's called, state. That's that USA education. I'm kidding.
You don't want to start opening that door with Ryan and I. You don't want to do that. Yeah.
I'm kidding. I love all views. I appreciate and accept all views. But yeah, but I was like that, Ryan. I really was. I had to have the big house. I had to have everything. This right here, this space. This is my little sanctuary, and I'm good right here.
I'm
safe, and I'm good.
I love that word.
I could just
sanctuary is such a good word.
Yes, yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah, and so outside of this, I mean, it's a huge house. I don't want anything to do with it. I don't.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, my whole house is my sanctuary, and that's like.
But that's good. But I have a lot of demons in this house.
Yeah, I can imagine. I don't have any of my, so it's easy. But I also I don't like to have people over. I don't like when someone knocks on the door. Even you're messing with my sanctuary here.
See, yeah, that is true. And in the South, we always leave our doors open. I probably shouldn't tell people that on this podcast, but we really do. And I've never not answered the door or let people in, but I have an issue when people just walk in. Like, okay, I'm in the shower. Like, what the fuck are you doing in my kitchen? What is happening? Like, I'm taking it's just bizarre to me. And they're like family members, close friends. Get the fuck out of my house. Can you please call?
Yeah. I hate Popeyes.
Anyways, I lock doors now, but I think before I was just like, fuck it, don't give a shit, take me, I don't give a fuck, I'm down for a good time. I don't know how I wasn't sold at some point in my life.
I just want to say I have bit my tongue so many times during this episode. You guys think I'm just sitting over here being respectful of the conversation. You're like, Canadians inside you. You're like, take me for a good time. You're like, oh my God. And I've just been shut up the whole time. Oh.
Hey, it's really good practice. Really good practice.
Just warming you up. It's a slow journey, right? Enjoy the ride.
Hey, that's
Sonny would agree with me on that.
Yes, he would. He's been down here the entire episode with his head on my knee here and just like being adorable AF.
But you don't have pants on, so you won't show us. And
where's that peanut butter jar?
Oh God! Oh my God, y'all! Have y'all watched Loudermilk?
No, I've looked at it a few times. I haven't actually put it on yet.
Okay, well, you should watch it. There is an episode about peanut butter and a puppy and a sex doll. So that's all I'm going to say about Loudermilk. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
That's
yeah.
That guy's he's a counselor, addictions counselor, or something like that.
Sure.
I think that's the premise of the show. He's the guy from Office Space.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Every character in there is amazing.
I'll have to check it out.
It is
Hey guys,
so funny.
Respecting your timeline, Hayley.
Okay.
We're at a point here where I would love to keep talking, but we did decide that you had to make your way out to a meeting here soon. So.
I can. Do you need me on longer? I can be late for that. They're just gonna do introductions.
We can do a few more minutes. I'll edit this part out. Yeah.
I'm just thankful that y'all have me on. It's really nice to meet Ryan. You have your perspective on everything.
No,
thank you.
Why don't we? So
I feel like he sees me, like he understands like how it is, right?
Well, this is why we love Ryan, right?
I know you see me, Chuck, but that's a different way. That's for a different podcast.
Well,
don't do your after hours voice. I just look away. No.
So many things I'd like to say right now.
I know, right?
You can say them.
You can
say them.
Well, no, you can't.
Yeah,
you will.
I'm much like Chuck. I'm just working on it. Just really working on it.
We're evolving.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay, with that in mind, I mean, it takes us a while to end the show anyway because of side talking or cross talk, as they would call it in a meeting.
That's how you don't like meetings.
Well,
That's one of the reasons. Absolutely,
Yeah.
actually.
That's why I love
You know what?
I love the lives and stuff. That's a meeting though for me, right? I don't like the structured part about it. Like
Yeah.
5 minutes, timer's up. I have a lot to say.
5 minutes, I would laugh.
No, they literally they set their timers on their phones. I'm like, who? What? No,
Yeah,
that's not a
that's
thing.
not the environment
That's
for
not
me
a
either, right?
No,
I mean, and I always feel the need to qualify though. My first 30 days doesn't happen without the rooms, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's the way for a lot of. So anytime we ever say anything that might be perceived as a slight to this
no, I
well-set
go
fellowships,
to
right?
meetings. I am an in-person. I do online meetings, but I also enjoy and love in-person meetings because
So
I
fair
have to
enough,
have
fair
human
enough.
connection. I have to be able to look at people's eyes. It's not so the virtual part doesn't give me all I need as far as getting. I mean, I have a lot of connections online, but it's just different when you can be in.
Fuck, I just couldn't do
Jesus,
it.
books, flight for Thailand. Anyways, but yeah, I have to have that. Yeah, no, I do, and I have all my chips. Yeah, Ryan,
Bring your chips. Bring your chips, Thailand.
Yeah. Does anybody want a chip? You get a chip. You get a chip. Let's get some chips. No. Anyways, so I do like that, and that's why I do a lot of outreach stuff too, because I like to see and talk to everybody, right? Because and then you see the people is if they get where they need to be, they're evolving. If they're, that's beautiful to me.
Yeah, it is.
Because you take the slummest of the slums, like we were, like and now it's like a beautiful new creation that you didn't see. Like the most amazing, incredible people are in recovery.
Tension is strength. Yeah.
Tension and strength.
True story. We don't learn fuck all on our good days. How's that?
Yeah. I do like that, man. I keep meaning to turn that one into a meme, and I haven't yet. So
tension and strength.
Yeah. No, we don't learn fuck all on our good days, right? So,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true.
I'm curious. We have a couple more minutes, right? It's like, where does this go from here? Like, for you?
I don't know. For me, I don't know.
What are your hopes? What do you want to do? What do you want to see happen? I mean, you got X many years left. How do you want to live? Who do you want to be?
Who do I want to be? I want to be my daughter's mother and the best one ever. I want to travel with her. I want to do all that. I want to take her to Europe. I got to go to Italy for 2 weeks, and it was the most amazing experience. And I want to do all that with her. Like, she's kind of like my Sunny in the Cycle. She's my sidekick. Like, she has embraced, she loves the sober mom. Like, she does. Even if it's extra, she's just like, yeah, you're badass, mom. Like, I mean, yeah. And I don't know, like, I feel like I want to see what her dream's going to be, and I'm not going to live. I want her to do everything on her own and not be told what to do, because my parents just drilled it in my head. Perfect.
Yeah, there's no such thing.
That didn't work for Hayley because I wasn't. I would like, even in, so once I got off to college, I'm like, let's go. Frank the Tank, Frank Hayley. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't. Yeah. So I want her to find out who she is. Like, her dad wants her to do this. I'm like, shut up. Like, we don't know who she's going to be in a year from now, 2 years from now. Let her just be her. She's 14. Let her be a kid.
Yeah.
And that's simple. And that's beautiful watching her, like, to me. But so my dreams would be to give her as much knowledge about life and death that I know, and teach her it's not about what you drive. It's not about the house you live in. It's about your heart, the connections you do make with people, and what you can, because I get a lot of fulfillment of giving back and helping others. Just like somebody looks like they need a hug. Like, can I hug you? Like, how? Because I need a hug. I mean, just something silly or, But yeah, I would like to work in this like industry, like with helping people recover eventually. I think, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I said one day.
It's there's a lot of things that you don't learn.
It's a lot of trauma that you don't want to. I don't.
Yeah, there's a lot of heavy stuff.
I don't want them to unload it on me. That's my problem. Like, that's a lot for me.
It is.
So I kind of just want to be like a free bird. Just grow my vegetables, plant all my
Yeah.
crops
stray
and watch them
dogs.
grow.
Yeah, I
Talk to
mean,
random dogs.
and like
Get to Thailand, easy
yeah,
things.
things.
Yeah,
Good
no, I
checklist.
mean, but I like, it's not like things I want, it's experiences.
Mhm.
And I do believe my daughter's dad and I've done fantastic when it comes to that, because we don't give gifts. We take her on trips or give her we take her places and she picks. And that is because her birthday is December 18th, right before Christmas. So she loves that. And it's all, my parents never did that. It was just a bunch of gifts that were torn through in like 2 seconds. So I want to travel and I want to meet people and
You want to do things a little differently.
a lot differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. What do you think? How can I word this? Isn't it already here?
What I have?
What
I'm doing?
What you want to be?
Yeah, I'm doing everything I want to do. I mean, I have my home. I travel as often as I can. I do the outreaches. I do that. So I'm like, this is good for me.
You sound fearless.
I don't have anything to be. If I die without waiting on a liver, that liver wasn't meant for me. It was meant for a kid that never drank. It was meant for somebody that had cancer. Then some people have bad livers. They're just born like that. So I don't, my mom gets all freaked out and I'm like, Ma, it's going to be all right.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And
I want
to
spend,
go ahead.
sorry.
No.
I want to spend my time now, not thinking, oh, 5 years from now. I just want to be like, let's make memories and then talk about them. If something happens, if I don't get the liver, if the transplant doesn't happen, it's not the end of the world. It's just a simple goodbye, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've set my child up where she'll be fine. And I mean, like, she knows. And like, that's why I take so many videos, so many pictures, and I don't post most of them. And I make a journal for her. All of this, I write every day for her, like about me. So I'll cry because it's my kid. But yeah, sorry.
Stay with it. Stay with it. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Somebody's got to cry, or it's not an episode. So please do.
well,
Yeah.
sorry.
Don't be.
That's what I want for her. I want her to like go to the beach house one day and open all the journals and all the videos because there's such good memories.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what I focus on today and probably will tomorrow and every day.
It's an existential
setting
legacy.
her up for success. Yes, because she is my legacy, my only child. So, she came from good roots. I just really had a bad time there, So, yeah.
Well, you had a time to say good or bad. I mean, you're here, and it's what it took to get here. So
yeah, and I think
it all has value.
amazing that I'm here. It's like, whew. And when I wake up, I'm like, oh, I did it again. I thank you. I made it again. And thank you, Lord. Because you just don't know. Like, did I think that last drink would have been my last drink? No. I knew it was pretty freaking close, I did selfishly send my daughter a text saying goodbye, and I was done with this. I was so done with everything, and I didn't realize at that moment I was gonna die, but I had no idea, and so.
Well, look at how that moment has served you.
Yeah. People are like, you don't have PTSD from that? Fuck no, that's like the best memory I don't have many memories of exactly what happened leading up to it. I said, but when I woke up every day, I've had the best memories,
I have a lived question that just came to my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to ask it to you too. Lived question means the question is the same, the answer changes all the time.
Okay.
What, and you'll be able to answer this, Hayley. What would my life look like if I no longer fear death?
My personal life or your life?
Well,
my personal life?
That's the question I would ask myself. And so I'm asking it out loud for you guys to ask yourself.
So I need to start asking myself that?
You do what you want with it. But I'm just saying, like,
okay.
when I look
Yeah,
at that, I'm like, wow, you know what? If I didn't fear death, well, that's the big one
This-
everyone fears. I mean, there's a horror industry that makes millions of dollars off that, fearing death.
I think. Oh, I would just embrace it. I don't have any fear over death. No,
That's my
because I
point.
hate
And like,
death. Yeah, I don't. So
I feel
this
like
I'm
your life
living
would
a
look a lot
life.
like it does
If
now.
I died
Hayley.
right now, if something happened, I died right now, I'm happy. I'm satisfied
yeah.
because I know where I'm going. I know that I have everything set up for my daughter, and I know that she'll just be thankful that I got sober and that I have been present and available for her the entire time.
And
That is so.
if I could live every day of my life from here on out in that space, then I would be the most fulfilled human being that ever walked on this earth.
Absolutely. That's why That's why they call me Giggles. I have
Yeah, it
my
is
toe
one.
hurts. So go fuck your toe. Just cut it off. It'd be fine. I don't know. Like it's
Safe
yeah.
word.
So sorry. Safe words are for pussies.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, the life I'm living today. When I woke up today, exactly what I want to do today. Everything great today.
And
Good
so
today.
I asked you earlier, and I think that this question might be a little bit more resonated now, but like, do you understand what freedom is?
Yeah, being here right now.
This is
Being
it.
able to talk.
You're living
being
it.
able to communicate and have an honest conversation with two human beings I've never met in person. I genuinely respect. And love you,
Generally.
Chuck.
Chuck.
I said genuinely.
Oh.
Mike, check. Genuinely.
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
enunciation
I'm
was
like-
off there, but okay. Yeah, I was
Okay,
like, that's kind of an odd thing to say. Generally,
Genuinely.
No,
Okay.
thank you. I told y'all that Tennessee education ain't right, y'all. It ain't right.
You still don't have to read no books.
What does that word say, Mama? No, I'm kidding. I'm like Forrest Gumping over here. I swear.
That's Alabama.
Chuck,
Wrong
I
state.
saved you some chocolate.
Mama says.
My mama said, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Anyways, not a rabbit hole there. I think, anyways, people that I respect and care about, and I get to be involved in their lives, what they're doing, get invited to things, and people are scared I'm going to show up drunk, right?
Yeah.
I just had a new follower the other day. It was one of my best friends, not anymore, in the old days, from Buffalo, New York.
I've been to Buffalo.
Days. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That's a dream town. Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
Nice place.
I love Buffalo. I met the most incredible human beings there. But did we all get shit faced together? Sure did. They cleaned their acts up. Hayley didn't get there. Hayley didn't go to that part of school in Buffalo. So anyway, so I was in her wedding in 2015, and her dad started following me, and he asked if I was like, I know that name. And I was like, okay, mutual friends. I was like, oh, that's Stephanie's dad? Or it said June. I was like, I don't know. So anyways, he had a comment, and I was like, weren't you at Stephanie's wedding? He was like, yeah, I'm her dad, right? And I was like, oh, see, now you realize why I need to get sober. Because I said, oh, fun memories of Vegas that I don't remember. So it's just now people invite me, and they know I'm going to be like, obviously extra out, but just me having fun and just being not a hot mess express. So I love that. I love that they'll have those people. They see it and they love it, and it's nice to be seen. I think sometimes.
Yeah, I think we've just spent the last 40 minutes or so with your unique expression of what freedom is. And you talked about who you want to be for your daughter, who you want to be for you. You talked about letting go of the masks, putting those down, and just being good enough in the world. And a lot of the stuff I heard from your past, in my opinion, had a lot of socially controlled shame as a mechanism to keep you in whatever box you thought or society thought you should be in. And the liberation through not, and of course, the recovery aspect has a major part of this, but I mean, not everybody in recovery has this understanding of
they don't. You're correct.
Yeah, and it's like you enjoy it, life. You said life is a journey. I believe life is a process of growth process, and so
evolving.
So everything has value. When I can see that everything has value, then I've lived a very valuable life. But
very fulfilled life.
How often do we run across people that live in the existential vacuum where it's negative driven perceptions of not enough, not good enough, and that's the way that shame works. And so, what I'm hearing is this: like, the shift that happens for you is the release of shame and the value of self that is continuing to evolve into what you talked about, this freedom of existence by being who you want to be and creating legacy for your daughter and ultimately her children and her children and her children. I mean, the buck can stop here relative to any transgenerational alcoholism, and that, I don't think we go into this with I need enough courage to break the cycle. No, it's my ass is hot in hot water and I got to do something about this or I'm going to die, and in your case, literally your doctor telling you you're going to fucking die.
No. You're exactly right. It doesn't matter if it's something that has alcohol in it. If it touches my skin, I won't have it on me. There's alcohol in a lot of products that you wouldn't even think of, but I went to get some pretzels and I was like, beer cheese pretzels, and I was like, does this have beer in it, y'all? He was like, excuse me? I was like, well, it says beer. And she's like, I don't know. And I was like, I don't want it. She's like, I don't think it has beer. I was like, it might. I will die.
I'll die.
Hayley doesn't want to die.
Yeah,
I can't afford to die anymore with the way the U.S. is with their medical. I can't afford to die, so no.
Yeah, that's crazy. When we get to gratitudes, I know what mine is. Anyway.
Okay. Well, and that said, guys, we are getting to that point in the show now. I am going to actually cut it down.
Yeah.
And not because I want to, Hayley. I mean, wow, right? I've got to see a side of you through this that, not that I had any negative conceptions about you, but wow, right? I am completely blown away.
People might get confused with my love for God and religion, because they're two different things. I told you, I was talking about earlier. So if they think I'm going to be that kind of Christian, it's not true, because I've been to heaven and I've had all the dirt washed with the blood. So I don't, like I told you, I don't walk into a church and feel comfortable still. And God is literally always with me. So people do have misconceptions of me. You're correct.
No,
I'm actually pretty fun.
It's not that, Hayley. For me, I got to see more of you than I have. So it wasn't, you know what I mean? It's like, wow, right? Sitting here, I've been absolutely in awe the entire episode, which explains my silence for most of it as well.
Yeah, I'm shocked about that too, by the way.
Yeah. No, it's been
impressive.
Amazing.
I'm
that does
happy y'all
bring
had
us
me
to
on tonight.
That does bring us to my favorite part of the show. That's the daily gratitudes. Chivalry not being dead just yet, even outside of the South. Hayley, what you got for us for some gratitudes today?
Today, I am grateful that my daughter called me for Uber Eats in Nashville, and I had to spend $45 on Chick-fil-A for her. I'm thankful for that. I'm grateful that my mom's rescue dog, he has kidney problems, and she's got him out of the vet, and they have a new treatment they can put him on. So I'm grateful for that, for his life, because he's Henry. He's my little, I don't know. Emotional support animal is Mariah, the other not narcotics. She's what is the word?
Freudian.
Not narcotic. Well, let me try again, guys. She's an insane dog. No. What is the word? It doesn't matter. I'm grateful for her, because her name's Mariah. She's scared of everything, her shadow, everything, but me, not scared of it all. And she'll just, and then right to me, she's like, so I'm grateful for all that. My mom's happy about that. And my mom was really sad last week with the transplant news and all that. I'm grateful for today that she didn't stay in her thoughts and just be silent, because sometimes it's hard for a parent to deal with a kid going through what I'm going through. But my mom has been amazing, so I'm grateful for that. That's all.
Awesome.
Going to be here.
I can relate to the whole dog thing. Ryan, what do you got for some gratitudes today?
Well, like they said, I'm grateful for MSP and the benefits in the Canadian medical system. man.
Yeah.
You don't take it for granted here. So yeah, I'm grateful for that. I'm always grateful for my little ones. God, they're hilarious. Cameron she's crazy. She's literally has no fear of anything.
I love her.
And she's
I
1.5.
I love her.
And then Mackie's 6 and afraid of her own shadow. So I guess Cameron's definitely taking after me on this one. So she's going to have concussion issues, definitely.
It's fine. She'll bounce back.
Oh, yeah.
Give her some hats.
She'll
Give
be,
her some helmets. It's fine.
She loves hats and shoes. Her favorite thing to do is put the toque over her head and run as fast as she can around the house.
Oh my God, she's my spirit child.
Yeah.
Ciao.
And I'm like,
all the time.
wasn't me. I didn't do that. I swear to God. Yeah. Then she anyway. So yes, my kids. I love my kids. My beautiful and patient and understanding wife, obviously. And Hayley, it's you. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for you taking the time today and letting us chat a little bit about your experiences.
I'm grateful for y'all for having me.
It was fun. It's fun for me.
It was great.
Yeah,
It was great for me. It was a lot of fun for me.
Good. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Chuck?
I got a lot out of it. I got a lot of fulfillment out of it. Is what I was trying to say.
Good stuff.
Good. I'm really happy to hear that.
Myself, I am grateful to another amazing conversation with another amazing guest. Hayley, you've been absolutely wonderful. I'm glad that we finally got to do a chance to have you on our show. Of course, we've met up on others and you've been on the live stream, but this is the first time on Ash is Awesome, and I dare say not the last. I
hope not.
I gotta, echo your gratitudes about the dog thing. This little fucker has been sitting here, head on my lap the whole time, just happy to be loved. So that's pretty awesome. There's so many things I'm grateful for. We are coming up on a year. Ryan, I guess we're gonna have. Nope, this will be our last actual published one before we come up on the year date on the 27th.
For Kaleidoscope?
Since we started the show. Since Ash is Awesome. Yeah. Well, it was under the other name in the beginning, but a year since I created the podcast on February 27th. So,
wow.
So happy 1 year to that.
Wow.
I'm grateful for so many things over the last year. So many amazing things in the last year. I'm also very, very grateful to every single person who continues to like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the things down at the bottom. Every time you do any one of these things, you're getting me a little bit closer to living my best life. My best life is to make a humble living, spreading the message. The message is this. If you're in active addiction right now, today could be that day. Today could be the day that you start a lifelong journey. Reach out to a friend, reach out to a family member, call it a detox, go to a meeting, pray, go to church. I don't care. Do whatever it is you have to do to get that journey started, because it is so much better than the alternative. And if you have a loved one who's suffering an addiction right now, just taking the time to listen to this conversation, if you could just take 1 more minute out of your day and text that person, let them know they are loved. Use the words.
You are loved.
You're loved.
That little glimmer of hope.
You are loved.
Just might be that little glimmer of hope.
I say that all the time. I can't wait for my hoodie. I told you I'm extra, Chuck.
That little glimmer of hope just might be the thing that brings them back. I kill you.